Carla?
What up, Chris? It's been a while, man.
I mean, I think we unintentionally took a week off because we are in the weeds in the best way possible.
Yes, we are.
Because we're heading down to Florida in less than a week for
Yes.
Big Bang 2022.
So excited. I'm super excited for this. Doesn't even seem real. Like I'm just, we're busting our butts off for this. And then it's kind of like, oh wait, it's actually I'm leaving this weekend.
I know.
Wild.
For an event that we haven't held in person for almost 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a little choked up here.
I know.
Right? I mean, I'm just thinking about the people that have graciously shared virtual space with us over the last 2.5 years. And it's just not the same. Like we did our damnedest. We have somebody in the weight room. I just want to ask this question. Remember when somebody, I don't remember who, had the bright idea to have like 3 weeks of virtual conference? Woo!
Wow, I forget about that. It seemed like ages ago. But yeah, this person definitely brought up that.
All right. Well, let's get to it. So our special guest today is our good friend and colleague, Dr. Sonn Sam. Because
why'd you have to bring up the 3 weeks again, fam? Don't say 3-week conference, man. I'm twitching over here.
I look back at that fondly because of the encore sessions.
Word.
I can't remember. Did we do Illtown Sluggers the first year or the second year? The cooking with the Top Chef.
Yep.
It's all running together. But we joke about I don't think we'd do 3 weeks again, but I do have pretty fond memories of us. Like, you know why I think it's fond is because we were smacked with COVID, right? And we could have just been like, not this year, or maybe we'll just do a day or two. Nah, we're like 12 days of online Big Bang. And a reminder, the intention was there because we said in a virtual environment, we can't expect everybody to attend 4 days of conferences in a row. So let's stretch it and say attend when you can. Correct. It was a lot of work for us, but we had our audience in mind for that. Oh, man, I got defensive. Why am I defending a 3-week conference, folks?
Shout out to you, Chris, for that wonderful idea. I'm glad you're owning it.
All right, but we're not having a 3-week conference. We're having a 4-week conference. And
yes.
I hope you don't mind if I lead things off.
4 week?
4 days.
Imagine.
Sonn, you have been among all of us the most knee-deep in programming. What are some of the things that folks can look forward to?
Great question, Chris. I think first and foremost, one of the biggest highlights of our conference is our community and new community members being together. And this being together, again, I can't really stress enough how important it is. Because yes, although the virtual, we definitely had some highlights in the virtual space, but there's nothing comparable to being together and being in each other's embrace and really just loving on each other, but also really doing good work together in the same space. So that's definitely a big piece. And I'll just end this quickly and saying the way we structure our programming is really having people live the experience of our design. I know some people are really, really curious about who we are and what we do and how we do it. And so as practitioners of the work for over 25 years now, what the way we designed our conferences is to learn by doing. So whether it's advisory, developing your own pathway, one student at a time, the leaving to learn, those are all intended for people to experience our design authentically for themselves. So folks are going to be super excited, I hope, to learn what it means like to be in an advisory in this small learning community, which I think is really powerful. To be able to design their own learning experience, which is our one student at a time, like folks will be able to sort of craft out an agenda that makes the most sense to them. Yeah. And then also the leaving to learn is really just the entree, if you will, of the programming, which is really the power of real world learning, which under this umbrella of radical reset, I think is a big call for everyone to really rethink and reimagine what schools could be moving forward after this COVID phase.
Carla, before you ask a question, I wanted to point out one of the major changes that has happened since the last time we were together.
Mm-hmm.
That Taylor Harper was a school leader, and now she's a big picture colleague So thank you for the
No,
comment.
that's right. What
Thank
up,
you for the
Taylor?
comment, Taylor? Love you. Looking forward to sharing space with you and giving you a chance to see what it's like to run this thing. It's a different experience, just so you know. Carla, over to you.
Over to me. Oof. Son, what is something that is not I would say like within like the day schedule that you're like really looking forward to?
You know what? The one thing that is, I believe, anyways, one of the most valuable is the space in between. So
Ooh, okay.
although we were super, super intentional with programming that is most impactful that we felt for our attendees to have, I think the beauty of our conference is it's a little bit of an unconference as well, meaning that folks really, really can take the time to connect with the people that they want to connect with and to engage in the processes that they want to engage with. So in addition to like the programming, which we definitely spend a lot of time in and we want people to take advantage of, folks are also honored in their humanity to sort of leverage the space and time to take in what they need. So I'm just as excited about that for folks. And for some reason, I don't know, we're on a beach or something like that, and we're on a pretty good, beautiful resort. So like taking time to radically reset for yourself as you re-enter this new school year, I think is also part of an intentional plan.
Yes, with that, don't forget your sunscreen,
Hello.
your swimsuit.
Hello.
It's the beach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your hat. Yeah. What else?
Um, I just co-signed that, fam, and this is what I used to tell my advisory all the time, back in the day when I had my advisory. But to know yourself and to take care of yourself. So whatever you need, for yourself to enjoy the space, to make sure you plan ahead. So of course, sunscreen, like layers of clothing, bathing suits, like yeah, I think it should be understood that it's going to be hot, humid,
Sure.
in Florida this time of the year. So know yourself, take care of yourself, whatever you need.
Yeah.
So you gave me a nice segue because you used the word advisory, and folks who are starting to learn about big picture may say, "Well, advisory isn't that something that happens in big picture schools? Like, why are you using advisory to reference Big Bang?"
It's exactly what, as far as living the experience. So yes, advisory is a core design element of all of our big picture schools. And its intention is to make sure that every single young person is seen, heard, respected, lifted up, acknowledged, all that good stuff. So that's the intent with regards to the small learning community. And it's very, very similar to the way we integrated it. So every single attendee will be placed in an advisory. And there's time, intentional time throughout the conference where they'll be able to check in, prep for stuff, build community members, reflect on their learning. So all of the intentional planning that goes into an advisor setting up a very, very strong culture around advisory, we're doing a smaller version of that in our advisory in the conference.
Nice.
Yeah.
As a reminder, not just for advisories, though, I think it's super important for folks to, I know we mentioned leaving to learns earlier.
Yeah.
You are watching and you haven't yet signed up for Leaving to Learn via our app, and or if you haven't downloaded our app,
Hello.
please do that ASAP, right? You want to secure that. We have a lot of exciting Leaving to Learns this year. And if you want to secure that spot for that particular Leaving to Learn, I highly recommend you do that ASAP.
Carla, real quick. So big shout out to Carla. She's been the lead with Antoinette around the Leaving to Learn. So real quick, are there is it first come, first serve? Do y'all close out like Leaving to Learns? Like what's that about?
Yes, of course. There are, so our Leaving to Learns are first come, first serve, right? So we have some exciting like sea experience ones that I think already closed out, but we also have a lot of exciting Leaving to Learns. I think there's a beach cleanup with looking exploring, because it's turtle nesting season right now.
Hello.
So there's some Leaving to Learns that are exploring that and talking about the environment. So please sign up because spots already filling out. Leaving to Learns already like filling out, and so you want to guarantee that perfect position. So tell your friends too.
Yeah. Big
So
shout out to you.
that segue was so smooth. I fear a little bit that you're coming from my co-hosting gig. What's happening here?
For real, right? I'm gonna need you, son.
Never. I could never. Chris, you're an amazing soul.
Tribute to the three of us, because son, I don't know if we shared this with you. The sort of nut where Cup of Joy Cafe was born was last year when we did virtual Big Bang. The three of us got together every morning on Instagram and
That's right.
kind of were like, hey, let's tell folks what's happening today, just as an experience. And when we got back, Carla and I were like, there's something there. It might not be, I think 4 people showed up every day for those previews, but whatever, it was fun.
Hey, it's love. It's love.
And from that experience that the three of us were part of was born A Cup of Joy Cafe. So thank you to both of you all. I love sharing this space with you.
Man, likewise, man.
I appreciate it.
And I will say, Carly, we haven't sort of solidified this yet, but we have experimented with the idea. I think next week we might do Cup of Joy daily from Big Bang. Might be at 7:00 Eastern time, 4:00 a.m. Pacific time. But we'll see. But get us on your schedule. We're gonna put out a bunch of episodes next week. Should be fun.
Hey, I think it'll be so fun. I think that'll be great.
Quick reminders. Yes. So as we are approaching Big Bang, there is definitely a few reminders that we wanted to raise awareness on for registration. So once we arrive, if you could please bring your COVID vaccination card. If for some reason you forget that, know that we will be doing daily rapid testing on site. So if you want to avoid that, make sure you bring your vaccination card when we're registering. What other reminders do we have, Chris?
I would say if you're not attending and wish you were, follow the hashtag, the Bang 2022, because people will be spreading the love, not only in person, but through the social platform of their choice. If you are attending, we would kindly ask you to be one of those people spreading the word. And no need to wait until next Sunday. Tell us right now what's going on, how excited you are to get to join your community again using the hashtag TheBang2022.
And don't be, shy. We're using our app to connect with folks, right? So if you want to start connecting with people now in advance, DM people on the app.
There you go.
Social media. Yeah. So I would highly recommend people do that. Maybe set up like a coffee date or a drink date with someone before and or after our programming.
Mm-hmm.
I bet people have the question, especially those folks who are attending. How would I even know where to download the app? Let me just say, if you're attending Big Bang at this point, you should have received 2 emails from us. And if you feel like you haven't, check your spam filter, because we know a lot of times those emails end up in your spam box. So you should have received one that tells you how to download the app. You should have received a second one, which is basically like all you need to know to be ready for Big Bang. Woo, Sonn, before we go, any final words of inspiration for folks?
Dang, that's a big charge. Dang, no final words, but I just want to give such a big shout out to our entire team. It's a heavy lift to put on a conference in general, but then to come off of COVID, where you've been virtual for a side, like the re-entering that space, there was a ton of relearning that needed to happen. So I really, before this even starts, man, there was just the time that it took to really put this into motion, and we're literally a week away. I cannot thank our entire team enough for the time that's committed. And lastly, it's just like, for the folks that are coming, we spent a lot of time to make sure that you're going to have an amazing time. So just be ready to have an incredible time.
Word. All right. With that, we will see folks who are attending Big Bang next Sunday, and we may see folks this Thursday too for another episode of Cup of Joy Cafe. Carla.
Yes. Make it a great day or not, folks. The choice is yours.
Goodbye.
Hey.